And we are live. Let me bring this mic a little closer to me, man. Look, my setup is it's a little janky today, man. We had I had a last minute technical difficulties, man. So I had to scramble. So you're getting some vintage Jose today.
Yeah,
Okay.
we see we got the dead man in the background.
Yes. This is the photo that actually brought Suge to our channel. Okay, he saw that. He's like, man, I love that picture. I love it. What's going on? Speaking of Suge, hey, what's up, my friend? What's going on? He says, here comes Ravens fans. It's our time. KC ain't good no more. Yeah, that's what Steelers fans are saying right now in spaces. You know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we got Julian in the house. Says, gang, what's going on? Jeremy Miller says, hey everyone. What's going on? Chris White's in here. Chris White, he ready to check his points.
Every fan base in the AFC are like excitedly gathering with rumors that the king is dead.
Right. Like let's not act like Steelers fans are sitting there licking their chops off of this, right?
We can finally beat them.
What's up, Buck? What's going on? Alaska Man's in the house. What's up? A guy from Newark says, told y'all Lions would get that dub. Yeah, a few people picked the Lions. A few people picked the Lions yesterday. A few people picked the Lions. Salute to you. Thanks for coming through. See, Jeremy saying I told y'all about the Lions. Here we go. Our guy Chris just joking also picked the Lions. Okay. A few people picked the Lions. Salute to y'all, man. Good win for the Lions. You know, yeah, disappointing for Kansas City. But here's my thing. This is what I told B. Kansas City don't care about these early games. This is how they do it every year, right? Every year they start out sloppy. They give away games they shouldn't give away, right? But they're used to playing for championships at this point, you know. And I think they just know what it takes, you know, or they know how to turn it up. I should say they know how to turn it up at the right time. And you know, these games, there's no panic going on their side at all. They're disappointed, yeah, because they feel like they can go out there and half-ass it and beat this Lions team. And this Lions team is better than that. They're not the same Lions team from, you know, years past. They have more talent on the team than they did. And Jared Goff played a pretty solid game, pretty clean game, you know. So you can't half-ass it in the NFL.
I don't think they were even half-assing it. It's just one person was. They were missing two superstar players, and the reality is the Lions didn't do a whole lot. Like, you know, for Chris Jones not even being out there, they scored 14 points on offense. You know, like it's not like they went out there and had themselves a great game. It was just
the defense is fine.
I think it was just that Kadarius Toney and Sky Moore decided that they weren't going to catch passes tonight. That was really the difference in the game.
Kadarius Toney,
Florida wide receivers.
Yeah, tell me about them Florida State wide receivers though.
They ain't giving up pick sixes.
Oh no! I'm sorry. Was it not Florida State alum Kelvin Benjamin who ruined Cam Newton's career by not finishing his route, allowing the interception, and then not attempting to make a tackle?
Right. Let's stay in the present. Let's stay in the present.
Oh, okay. We can't stay in the present because there aren't any Florida State wide receivers in the NFL, are there?
Who knows? Who cares? We're talking about this game.
Oh, but okay. We're talking about just this one.
The last one I remember was on the Panthers.
That's what I'm saying. And you saw what he did.
He did good at times.
He ruined Cam Newton's career.
Man.
And then had the nerve to blame Cam.
Hendo, thanks for coming on the show. You mentioned that drop catch that turned into a pick six. That was bad.
Right.
But imagine if you could go back in time and tell them, don't worry, it's going to get worse. Because that drop at the end of the game, right, that should have went for a touchdown.
Yeah.
He could have erased everything at that point. He could, because, you know, he's a playmaker. He's got that playmaking ability, we should say. He has playmaking ability. He has, you know, that speed that could kind of remind you of Tyreek Hill. And had he caught that game-winning touchdown pass, that erases everything he did. Right. But you know, all I did was confirm everything he did.
Yeah. You know what's really funny about him? He does actually remind me of a Florida State wide receiver, Peter Warwick. who was known for his agility and being able to make people miss and change direction in tight spaces and get loose in the open field. And he got to the NFL and also didn't do anything.
Well. Our brother Davon's in the house. Salute to you, man. You were so close yesterday, man. We felt bad for you, but we're happy for Jeremy. Jeremy won it. Davon was right there.
Yeah. It lingered on Davon too.
It did. No. Ferris is in the house. What's going on, Ferris?
Listen. Let me tell you.
I need a day off. I think I call Ferris up.
I don't know why you tried to talk.
I was about to say, let me say what I need to say before Ferris starts talking.
Oh, okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
So even though Kadarius Toney had a horrible game, I think the play that turned everything for me was early in the beginning of the fourth quarter when Pat Mahomes had that scramble and he slid right before the first down. He didn't get that first down and had to kick a field goal. I think that was the turning point in the game. And then that 3rd and 1 where they want to run Wildcat in 2023.
I'll tell you, I was telling her during the game, and listen, I don't think that this is going to be a season-long thing. This isn't the reason they lost this game, but that offense wasn't looking the same without Eric Bieniemy, was it?
I was going to say that. Yeah.
Now we saw a whole lot of Clyde Edwards-Helaire instead of their best running back tonight.
He kept getting hurt.
I wonder. I expect the Commanders to win this weekend.
Arizona.
Is there going to be a look? Bieniemy 1-0, Chiefs 0-1. Is there going to be the narrative? Hey, Chiefs don't look quite the same without Eric Bieniemy.
You know they're not going to say that.
They're going to be real quiet about that. They're going to be real tight-lipped. Ferris, man, how you doing?
I'm chilling, guys. How is everybody?
Man, you see my setup here, man. I experienced some extreme technical difficulties, so I had to scramble real quick to give you the old background. This was the background I had when you first appeared.
I always thought your background was dope.
Yeah. But if you see behind the camera, my woman does not think this is dope, and that's why I had to move to the studio. But the studio is it's down right now, so I had to get the old setup back for now. What are your thoughts on the game?
I quite enjoyed it. The Lions. There's one thing the Lions got that not a lot of people talk about. They have like the 3rd best offensive line in the entire NFL. That's the thing no one talks about. The only offensive lines I think is better than them is it could be 2. Philly. All I'm really is coming to my mind is just the Eagles. It used to be Cleveland. It's probably Cleveland, number 2, but you can make a case that the Lions are number 2. It's a top 5 offensive line, and a great offensive line covers a multitude of sins. Yeah. You command the offensive line, you can run the ball, you give Jared Goff enough time, and when you give Jared Goff enough time, he's good. That's what the Rams. The one thing the Rams no one talked about. It was like, look at the innovation on the offensive innovation, the pass game. Yeah, that innovation means nothing if you can't block. And the Rams had a Hall of Fame left tackle commanding that offensive line and Andrew Whitworth for like 6 years.
I think Cincinnati would beg to differ.
Well, Cincinnati's stupid.
They went to a Super Bowl. They went to a Super Bowl without an offensive line.
And did they win?
It wasn't because of the offensive line.
They could have won the game if their offensive line gave them a little bit more time.
I'll tell you what.
Because Jamar Chase was wide open.
30 better offensive lines didn't make the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So, that's Aaron. There's not a guard in the league that Aaron Donald can't do that to.
Facts.
Yeah.
But look, having a good offensive line is a huge it's a huge factor.
It is. Maybe they should have used it to get Jamar Gibbs some yards.
Apparently they ain't need it for this game. Okay,
they didn't really need him.
He's not happy about that.
I love Ben Johnson. I'm gonna use him like no one's ever used him. You mean out of the backfield catching the ball and running?
You mean like on the sideline?
You mean on the sideline? I'm very confused here. Like, where's
what's
the
going
innovation?
on, Danny? Shout out to Danny. Let me give a couple. Sorry. Go ahead. Finish your thought.
I think also too. It's very clear that the play calling, decreased. Yeah, when you have Matt Nagy, he's now your offensive coordinator, and I'm pretty sure Andy Reid's going to be like, now I got to call plays. For like the past 4 years, I didn't have to call plays. I could just be chilling, but now I gotta like help out this imbecile. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
I don't think Andy gonna call him an imbecile.
Right.
yeah, he probably does call him an imbecile in his office when no one's around.
So
why would he bring him back if he thought he was an imbecile?
Man, I don't know.
Right,
so
Head coaches hire their friends all the time.
True, but who do you blame for keeping Kadarius Toney in the game? Like they should have kept Justin Ross or somebody else in there.
Yeah. But
what is Sky Moore to them? What is he?
He's a non-pass catcher,
wide receiver who hasn't quite panned out yet.
Okay, I guess so.
All right, Buck says it's just one game. This is true.
It's true.
Chocolate Lady Cap, what's going on? Says, well, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't see that coming. Yeah, no. I mean, a couple of people picked the Lions, but they didn't really believe. They
he's gonna be contrarian, like, the Lions are gonna pull the upset.
Yeah. DDSQ, what's going on? Says, what's good, y'all? Chiefs looking real vulnerable. Not even Pat Mahomes could win bad receivers. Lamar would have put up 30. Chris Jones laughing right now. Chris Jones was the ultimate troll. He was at that game. Was he in the owner's box?
No, he was with his two bodyguards that are masquerading as agents.
I mean,
those two dudes.
He said, "I'm not gonna play, but I'll be in the stands, watching, cheering for you."
he said it was a celebration for them winning the rings. He wasn't gonna miss it.
Yeah, I won't miss it either. Look,
we know he's coming back week 8. Like he needs to be back to get like credit for the season. So he's gonna hold. There's a chance. Yeah. Everyone knows when he's coming back. We'll see him in week 8.
So, listen.
That don't mean he's gonna play though.
I think one thing I'm not gonna say is the Chiefs are looking vulnerable because we do this every single year, and then by week 8 they look like the Chiefs again. The Chiefs, they're a slow starter because the beginning of the season doesn't mean anything for them. We know they're gonna be in the playoffs. We know they're probably going to win a division, right? And once it gets to the playoffs, they're used to the finer things in life. Okay, AFC Championship
at home.
Okay? At home, exactly.
And again, they were missing their second and third best players, and they still almost won the game, if not for two guys who were actively working against them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I understand putting Kadarius Toney out there because you want to see if he can be that guy for you. He can't. Not right now. He's not ready. So I expect next week plays like Sky Moore, Racey Rice, who got me a touchdown in my fantasy league. You just want to say, Racey Rice.
SMU.
I think they get more looks.
New ACC powerhouse, SMU.
There you go. I think those two get more looks next week. Dropping this game sucks, but they'll be fine. That's the team. You know, you're not worried about them dropping these type of games.
Last year, Kadarius Toney wasn't really a part of the team. They traded for him. He was injured. He was in and out. He didn't have a full off season. He had a quick, punt. He punt return in the Super Bowl. He had like a gadget play here and there. Man, watch it, man. If he, pans out, I guess. Watch him like by week 8. People were like, "Oh, what happened in week 1?" I don't remember.
Yeah. Well, but and that's the thing too, because we all look at it and like, "Oh man, he sucks." But like it's and we do this in week 1 because it's the first week of the season. You haven't seen anything else. He had one very bad game. I mean, it happens to a lot of players across the league throughout the season. Mm-hmm. And if it happens in week 9 after 8 solid weeks, you don't really care. But it happened in week 1. And it's not really anything else to compare to at this point. And so everybody overreacts to week 1.
Yeah. All right, give a couple more shots here. Xavier Smith says, I think it's egregious that Marcus Valdes-Scantling got 2 targets and he makes $11 million. That's a good point.
He has that one play. He always has that one deep catch. You're like, oh, yeah, MVS, he about to take over the game.
Yeah. What's going on, Megan? Megan says, so glad I did not drop Amon-Ra St. Brown in fantasy. Why would you drop him?
Why would you?
Yeah, why would you consider that? He's one of the top wide receivers.
Be your receiver 1.
Yeah. But yes, I'm also glad that you didn't drop him because yes, he's very good. Thanks for coming through.
That thing he does with the receivers that were drafted above him, I used to think that was corny.
It is
like
corny.
He actually believes that shit. Like he won't.
You think he thinks he's better than Jamar Chase?
He probably does. I mean, he's got the production to say it. But listen.
He has the production to back it up.
Athletes get their motivation from wherever they can get it, and that's fine. They need to stop telling us about it on TV.
Yeah, that's the corny part.
Yeah, it's dumb, and it's not even Amon-Ra St. Brown. Like
it's everybody.
Yeah, the broadcast need to stop bringing it up. He's in his third year. Who cares?
Travis Kelce, after winning his second Super Bowl last year, talking about everybody that doubted us. You've been to 5 straight AFC Championship games. You've been to 3 Super Bowls. You won 2. Not a single person is doubting you.
It's like those. It's like the Georgia kids after after they beat down TCU, and like Nolan Smith was like, nobody believed in us. I'm like, who said this?
Yeah,
who said this?
It's like Michael Jordan making up quotes for a rookie on the Washington Bullets. Like, go get your motivation wherever, but we don't need to hear about it.
We don't need to hear it. No.
No, I sort of got, if he recites all 15 receivers, I'm like, dude, can you just shut up?
Yeah.
17.
I don't care.
Andy T Sports says, "Welcome to Lamar Jackson World Mahomes." Okay. talking about the target for this week when Kelce comes back.
Welcome to the Devin Duvernay Show.
What's going on? Andre Miz is back. Says, "What's up, LBHT? I know it's early, but one thing for having competent wide receivers and weapons are very important for any QB." Absolutely.
Yeah, man. See, Daniel Jones never had them. Now he's gonna get some good ones.
Please, but you know what else I noticed too? Until Baltimore signed a couple of decent wide receivers, and until they saw Pat Mahomes without good wide receivers, Ravens fans ain't think that.
They've been saying the opposite. We've been wearing shirts that say #defund the defense. We've been saying, listen, you got to get Lamar some weapons.
And Ravens fans was like, Pro Shea need an opportunity.
Yeah. Y'all been saying
he has opportunities. Opportunity on the appointment line.
Shut your face.
Yeah, but you know what?
That's something you would say.
First of all, when Pro Shea makes the Giants,
no, you're not.
I'm gonna laugh.
Speaking of the Giants, we go hold that thought. I'm gonna read a couple more comments, and then I gotta say something about the Giants. I gotta get your reaction to this. All right. Chris White says Kansas City first half of the season are 50-50. They could go 500 or they could start 6-3. Okay. Let's see. Davon, salute. Saw you in there. D Weezy's in here. If KC scored late, my score prediction would have been on. Oh, you were so close.
Listen, if I'd have had those 6 numbers, I'd have won the lotto.
Yeah. Raven Ron, what's going on? Raven Ron says Tony just received a Cash App donation from all of Detroit. What's going on? Coach says Tony is trash. He had a bad game. Is he trash? That remains to be seen. Okay, now
the only Florida receiver I remember paying.
He said, "Can we please take the picture down? It's triggering me." You love this picture. You told me you thought it was. You don't like it, but you love the picture. Okay, this brings back memories, right? When you first saw the saw the stream. Okay, look. Speaking of the Giants, Ferris, I saw something today. It was a tweet, but it was a quote from DeAndre Hopkins saying that he had a list of teams that he reached out to. The Giants were on that list, and the Giants did not call him back. Your thoughts on that?
Well, for the record, like 3 teams didn't call him back. We weren't just the only ones. The Niners
are you fans? Are you fans of the other teams?
I'm just okay. All right.
Okay.
Good point.
Let's talk about your team. I would have
called him back.
He's a wide receiver.
I would have called him back.
Stupid corner.
I would have called him back.
The 49ers not calling him back. They have Deebo Samuels, Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle, Christian McCaffrey. They don't need to call him back.
You're right.
You have Wan'Dale Robinson.
Hey, whoa. What's up?
Darius Slayton.
Why do you use Wan'Dale Robinson like as an insult, man? He played very well before he got injured.
He played okay.
You compare him to any of those players I just mentioned previously?
No, okay. Yeah, but you don't have to use him like that, man. Come on, man. The man's coming back from an ACL injury. You gotta do him like that.
So what is their true motive if they're not going to return a call of a wide receiver of that caliber who wants to play there?
I have no idea. I don't agree with the decision. I think this was a bad move on their part. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm big fans of Isaiah Hodgins and Darius Slayton. But Darius Slayton has a deficiency that if you're a receiver, you cannot have. He drops too many catches. All right. Literally has butterfingers. And you know how disrespectful it is? He dropped the ball and Fox already had a graphic ready to tell me he is second in the NFL in drop percentage. They had it like that. Literally,
You can have that deficiency. Like a lot of wide receivers have that. He just doesn't make plays to make up for it. So.
Exactly. He doesn't. Like there was one time against the Vikings where he's wide open. He is wide open. No one's near him. He just drops it. Just drops it. The ball was perfect. It was actually a perfectly thrown ball by Daniel Jones. And he just drops it.
Listen, mute Ferris and his garbage ass Daniel Jones.
No, I just said that one pass.
I'm not trying to hear.
Why are you hating on me like this, dog?
Daniel Scott, what's going on, man? It says Kadarius Toney had the worst individual performance in NFL history. Straight bum.
I can.
I've seen worse.
It was bad. It wasn't the worst.
It was bad, but I've seen worse.
And it definitely wasn't a worse situation either. Yeah. As week 1 of the NFL season.
I was called DeAndre Hopkins back.
So okay. Are you guys are all the way out on Kadarius Toney, the ones that just calling him a bum right now? Yeah, that's it. Well, you're out because he's a Florida player, but I'm not gonna say I'm out on him yet. What happened
to Florida State wide receivers? Have they ever panned out?
We talked about that.
I don't know. Maybe they went to the Giants.
Oh no, I know Peter Ward flamed out. Kelvin Benjamin was too fat. Yeah, I don't remember much. Kurt Whitfield, he was a punt returner thing. I bounced. I've
been asking Hendo for the better part of a year to name a good Florida State wide receiver, and he has yet to come up with one.
It's true.
Okay, name me a good Florida wide receiver.
I Hilliard. I had a name.
Jose Curry.
I had a name.
I'm about to say
Percy Harvin.
No, Van Jefferson. Okay, he's on my fantasy team. There's no Cooper Kupp this weekend. It's going to be a Van Jefferson awakening.
Jose, right? LA does not have a wide receiver that has had more than 500 yards in any season.
Not named Cooper Kupp.
No, I'll tell you, Percy Harvin.
No, Van Jefferson had 800 yards a couple years ago.
Oh,
did he?
Oh, he'd be wide receiver 1 in Baltimore. How about that?
He would be.
Not this year.
He would be wide receiver 1 in New York.
we all would be.
Percy Harvin is the correct answer. Percy Harvin is the correct answer.
Yeah, he was
a great returner.
He was a very good receiver.
Yeah.
I mean, over. Hit that over, man. Darren Waller getting 100.
Oh, he says Ferris Waller over under 80 yards.
Oh yeah, I just traded for him. Yes, over 100.
Yeah, he getting 100 in the touchdown.
No, we can't count Aaron Hernandez. He was a tight end.
Tight end.
You need to do over under on snaps for Waller, not yards. My man don't like staying on that field very much.
All right, so if you're new here, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. You guys already know, right? If you're looking for the super chat, actually, you know what? I don't even have that activated. I'm having some technical difficulties. If you throw anything in a donation, we'll bring it up on the next show.
I found the last good Florida wide receiver or Florida State wide receiver. It was in 2003.
Who's this?
All right.
Bolden.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna switch up my settings, so just in case anybody wants to make a donation.
Amazing.
Yeah, he was so good. I forgot he went to that shit school.
That is true.
Ferris, watch your mouth, man.
Oh, sorry.
Wow. He's gonna tell him to watch his mouth, and
then
you just gonna take that, Ferris?
Nah,
because he knows he shouldn't be cursing in here.
And I don't know why you're asking, Hendo. The last good Florida wide receiver was Baltimore's number 1 wide receiver last year, Demarcus Robinson.
Just because he beat Eli Apple, a first-round pick by the New York Giants, doesn't mean that he's good.
We don't like talking about that, man. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Okay.
Really? I don't like talking about that.
Really? Evan Ingram? Yeah, okay.
Bring up Evan Ingram. Keep bringing up Evan Ingram again. All right, keep bringing him up.
How's he doing in Jacksonville?
He's doing phenomenal.
After a career year.
He's doing great.
Signed a humongous contract. He's killing.
Yeah. Florida had Darrell Jackson.
He was all right. Yes, I like Jordan Travis.
Florida actually had Chris Collinsworth. He was actually a good receiver in Cincinnati.
Very, very long time ago.
Yeah, that's true. Good point.
Back when you were like 60.
Yeah. Jabbar Gaffney, does he count?
All right, so the
Shea
Chiefs
Caldwell.
game, the Chiefs versus Lions game that people are tuning in to get our reaction for.
There weren't any good wide receivers in that one.
Yeah,
I don't know why we're talking about that.
They need Hilliard. They needed him. Yeah, they were okay with Jabbar Gaffney if they want one. Yeah, I'll give you a Jabbar, and you're like, give me that.
Look, great, obviously a great start for the Lions, right? If you guys follow us, you guys know us. Our guy Coach Evans, we're on his show every Monday, Ravens Roundup. He did a power ranking on his other channel, More Sip to Tally. Go and subscribe to More Sip to Tally and Sip to Tally if you're not subscribed over there. But he did a power ranking for all 32 teams. I was a little stunned that he had the Lions that low, but he made a very compelling case for them to be that low. They look better than that. They look better than the rankings, okay? But it's still a long season.
Defense.
Huh?
On defense.
What do you mean on defense?
On offense,
offense,
they look better than that.
Their offense only scored 14 points.
They still won the game.
Okay, but we're talking about how they looked. The offense didn't look good.
We're talking about how they looked.
Scored 14 points against a bad defense.
They didn't look bad. They looked efficient. They didn't look like the 30th worst team the 30th best team in the league.
All right. I mean, they scored 14 points.
Did they look awful?
Against a bad defense.
Did they look awful?
They didn't produce. That's the point.
They didn't look awful. They didn't look like
it's not a beauty pageant.
They look like they were ranked 30th.
Yeah, they scored 14 points.
Okay.
That's not good offense. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how they look. They
look like they were
14
ranked
points.
30th. That's what I'm not saying they look like a top tier.
And my
offense.
answer to you is that if you score 14 points, you did not look good. You looked
That's
bad.
So they look like they're the 30th ranked offense.
Yes.
Okay,
they
we disagree
14
on that.
points.
Offense,
We disagree on
that. I think they're the 30th. I think the offense, yes, they are like bottom, like 30th. But overall, as a team, because their defense kind of elevated them, I think they're not 31st where coach put them. I think they're a little bit higher. But if we're just talking about just the offense, it was a bad offense. It was a bad night for them.
You think they look like one of the worst offenses in the league?
Yeah, they didn't really do much against the Chiefs defense.
We'll find out Sunday. I feel like there's going to be a few more teams that you're going to look at and be like, no, they're definitely worse than that.
It's week one, so it's really hard. It's really hard to judge.
Yeah.
I don't know.
My thing is just like, this is a defense that's missing Chris Jones, right? Like there's also what?
And also you got to remember they don't have Frank Clark anymore. So
yeah. And Tyrann Matthews,
Clark go?
Denver.
That's a good pickup for Denver.
So no Frank Clark, no Chris Jones, no Tyrann Matthew. No Juan Thornhill. They replaced him with Brian Cook, but I think that's probably a good replacement because that Brian Cook is actually he was a good player for Cincinnati because that Cincinnati defense was.
Did you see how many tackles that defense missed?
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Yeah, so there, so like Juan Thornhill's gone, Chris Jones not there, Frank Clark gone, Tyrann Matthews gone.
But to be point,
Tyrann Matthews been
14 points.
That is true.
Yeah,
because their offense wasn't good. That's the whole point. Like you're out there with one of the best offensive lines in the league against what we all expect to be a bad defense, and you can't put up points. Now, I mean, I don't think they'll look that bad all year, but tonight they did.
Yeah, I just don't. No, I'm not saying they look good. I'm saying they didn't look like the 30th ranked offense. That's all I'm saying. But we're splitting hairs there.
You know what? Fine. I'll lament Jose. They're 29.
Thank you, Ferris.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. I will also. They look like the worst offense in the league tonight.
There you go.
In the 2023 season.
Yes. They were dead last. They're dead last. Or second. How you look at it.
Yeah. These are the second.
Well, like Ricky Bobby would say, if you're not first, you're last. So
exactly.
Thanks.
Well, Scholar, what's going on? Says, I'm still with you, Jose. I picked them to win tonight. You picked the Chiefs to win? A lot of people picked the Chiefs to win. Even the people that said the Lions, they thought the Chiefs were going to win.
So we're going to talk about Jawan Taylor cheating the entire night.
Let's talk about it. He was definitely lying.
I didn't like that at all, man. I didn't like that at all.
What, you didn't like him
cheating
lying so far back or them snitching on him?
Well, look. Okay. I mean, I didn't like any of it. If we go, But okay, obviously, for people who don't know, there's a rule about how far back the tackles can line up in the NFL, right? You're supposed to have your helmet no further back than the center's belt line, their waist. I don't know why you would do it like that. Whatever. Let's bring it into the 21st century. But okay, neither here nor there.
Right.
He's lined up farther back than he's supposed to be the entire night.
Yes.
He's false starting on virtually every snap. Trying to get a jump and pass protection, and still kind of getting beat. But whatever. What I don't like is you don't call it all night until a crucial play for the Chiefs, and then you throw the flag. That's right BS. Because you set the tone for what you're going to allow as a referee. Because a lot of this stuff, I mean, granted, false start's not really a judgment call, but they decide what we're going to call, what we're not going to call, what we're going to let you get away with. And they let him get away with it all night. So why would he think he couldn't do that?
Here's what I think. I think they were not going to say anything until they got snitched out on the national broadcast. I think they knew exactly what he was doing. They were going to call it. You know why? It was reparations. It was reparations for the Chiefs. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Eric Fisher?
So the Chiefs were robbed out of a Super Bowl appearance.
Yeah, Eric Fisher.
Yeah. Was it
no.
Eric? No.
It was defense. He went to they got rid of him and got Frank Clark.
D Ford.
Okay, yeah.
Who wasn't offsides, but looked like he was.
He was.
Well,
offsides.
He was
offsides
only because the tackle was so far back.
Line so far back, and he was doing it all night. And they weren't calling it. And on that play where D Ford had the game-winning sack, they called offsides. The game was over. They're supposed to go to the Super Bowl, and they decided to call offsides right there. Technically, he was, but the tackle, was lined up incorrectly.
Now, I do want to say, Jawan Taylor, that's the Chiefs' right tackle. They just signed him away from Jacksonville this offseason. The one that he got called on was particularly egregious, but still, the point remains.
Brodny. The whole night, he would jump back 2 seconds before the ball was snapped. He's bad, and the rest was just like,
no. And dude, and Aiden Hutchinson still
was whipping.
Almost got like 4 or 5 sacks.
Michael Orr used to do that in Baltimore. Anybody knows that? I'm like,
always.
I thought there was like a sound delay or something because he would take 2 steps back, nobody be moving, and then you hear a hike. I'm like,
right.
Wish he would have done that in the Super Bowl against Denver.
He should have. It was very effective.
I think Brian, I think your biggest plight is with Mike Remmers.
Oh, it's all over the place. Because why was Ted Ginn and Jericho Cotchery the top 2 receivers? Why was Fat Mike Tolbert the only backup running back on the team when Jonathan Stewart got hurt? True. Yes. Why was Mike Remmers a starting tackle on a team that went 15-1? It was all over the place. But I mean, help us out, Mike.
Coach, are you still in here? Is Coach Evans still in? I'm wondering, right? That tackle move of just jumping early before the ball snapped. Is that common amongst other teams? Because I feel like it's one of those things where they're not going to call it. Like they have to see you because you're all the way on the end. They have to see you jump early and see if you did it. See if you jump and see if you did before the snap. And it's really a split second before the snap.
Yes, other teams do it. Yeah, like you said, it's a split second. But your man tonight, he just said.
The whole ass second.
They ain't calling it.
Not even a split. It was a whole second. It's like now also too, like I see it a lot in the NFL. I don't see it a lot in like college. Like because one, I don't think college tackles need to do that because they're probably going against a future accountant, so they really don't need to jump that way. So they're fine. So but in the NFL, it happens all the time.
When did we all collectively decide that accountants are the least athletic people in the world? Because that's what everybody goes to for college players who aren't going to be pros. Oh, they're going to be an accountant.
I feel like accountants, they stay in the gym more than most people.
Probably.
Yeah, honestly, they really kind of only work like 1 month a year, right? Like April. So they got a bunch of free time.
No first.
It's the joke, Tony. That's the joke. It's called a joke. It doesn't have to be fully truthful.
Could it be funny?
It was funny. You're just not funny.
Can we get some humor?
It's not funny like, like Chris Collinsworth the entire damn time.
If there are any Ravens fans watching, or not Ravens fans, I'm sorry. If there are any Chiefs fans watching, right? How you feeling about this game? I feel like if I were a Chiefs fan, I wouldn't care. We're the Super Bowl champs. This is our second Super Bowl we won in like what 3 years?
4 years.
I don't care.
If I were a Chiefs fan, I would honestly be happy for the Lions.
Yeah. Good job, man.
I
You
just
got
point
one.
out too, Lane Johnson does this the entire time, but no one calls it on him. With the Eagles right tackle, he does
But
it all the time.
that's what I'm saying. Like I think a lot of tackles do that. Yeah,
he does it all the time, and people be like, "Oh, he's so great!" Like, no, he's literally jumping a second before the snap. But okay, fine.
No, he actually is great. He's still great.
Sure.
You think he's not good?
I think he's good. I just no.
He is. First of all, he just said that they were the top offensive line in the NFL.
I said he's good.
Came on the
like,
show
you
saying
ain't saying the word great. I don't use the word great like that.
He is great.
He is
all right,
great.
fine, whatever.
And you know it.
Shut up, Tony.
uh,
I will never compliment that city or that team.
Listen. Chiefs fans are just actually going around.
I have to find ways to insult Jalen Hurts.
They're trashing Kadarius Toney, like they want him cut tonight.
Oh, really? I thought the biggest piling on are Giants fans who won't like forget about him. Like seriously, like y'all act like he like it's like a scorned boyfriend. Like move on.
Oh, listen, Giants fans are in there as well.
No,
They're like,
we told you. We told you.
Yeah, that shit's annoying, but like move on, bro. Who cares?
Well, that's only because Tony came back at them on Twitter.
Yeah, so who cares?
Yeah, but you know the whole we told you thing isn't as effective when you haven't found a receiver.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
you would take him back today.
Yeah, also, too, like like the reason he went back, like he got traded, and a bunch of Giants fans started insulting him. So like he's one of those athletes that's gonna slide in them, be like, hey, you ain't nothing. You like he's gonna insult you back. Like it's like if someone insults you, you're not gonna like. I understand why he went after Giants fans. There are certain Giants fans that just shitted on him. Like, all right, fine, wait, so whatever. Like, just move on. Like you got Darren Waller and Trey Hawkins the third out of it. If Darren Waller pans out, you're like keep it moving.
Look, if you're gonna have a game like this, week 1 is the week to have it.
Yeah,
you have the whole season ahead of you. You can just say, hey, you know what? I just had to get out my system. Ain't gonna have another game like that. And they're still gonna get you the ball. I mean, they're not gonna do it next week, but have some good practices. Keep your mouth shut. Just go out there and just keep working on it, and they'll slowly start to trust you again. And by the time they're ready to start ramping it up, he could still have a great season. I wouldn't quit on him just yet, but boy, what a awful start.
And I wouldn't be laughing at the Chiefs so much if I were fans of other teams, because the Chiefs, if there's one thing they've shown you, it is they are aggressive and willing to upgrade their roster. So you might tell one too many jokes and wake up to Mike Evans being a Kansas City.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
True.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah,
they're like, you know what, you guys are right. We don't have enough.
If I were y'all, I'd be on Twitter talking about just one game, man. Kadarius is that guy.
Like that Super Bowl, man. That entire offensive line was garbage. You know what they did the following offseason? Get like 4 offensive linemen, like Joe Thuney. They drafted Trey Smith. They drafted Creed Humphrey, and they took Orlando Brown. And like the offensive line became great like that,
just like that.
And they won a Super Bowl because they're like, we're not gonna just sit here.
Here we go. This is
That's
the question I've been waiting for. That's why I was waiting for, Jeremy. Do you think missing Eric Bieniemy is why they lost tonight? No, but I want that narrative to be out there. Yes. Because Washington, I think, is definitely going to win their game. They're going to put up a few points on Arizona, and I want people to say, "Hey, Washington's offense is looking good. Kansas City wasn't looking so good." Is there a little correlation there? Right?
Yeah. It's not the reason they lost. And Travis Kelce being out is not the reason they lost, and neither is Chris Jones. Literally, if you just erase Kadarius Toney, they win this game.
Mm-hmm.
This is true.
But if you erase any one of the mistakes, even outside of Kadarius Toney, like Fair said, sliding before you get the first down, why'd you do that? Doing a reverse on 3rd and 1.
That was Tony.
Right? Yeah, but don't call that there.
No, I'm talking about that was Hendo said that.
Because you're the only one who calls him Tony is why we got confused.
Oh, okay, sorry.
No.
Yeah. I want to give him the credit. He's the one who said it. You gave me the credit. Like, no.
Okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
But
big deal.
Yeah, there's a lot of little mistakes that they made.
Yeah.
That any one of those things could have gotten them to win.
Like if it was 4th and 25. If Sky Moore catches that ball, he gets a first down. Like it literally flags off his hands, drops it. Like it's like if you like.
There's also a drop from Jerick McKinnon in the game.
Yep, Jerick McKinnon dropped. Yeah,
they get that first down. You know,
it's a game inches, man.
There's a lot of things that happen in that game. You know, 1 point game. That's why I said, like, this is going to be one of those things. It's going to be annoying, but it'll be out of their mind, you know, by Wednesday, and they'll be on to week 2. Like, this is not going to affect them at all.
If you take that defensive touchdown away, they win the game.
Yeah,
like that's what I think about that. The Super Bowl. Like, if Jalen Hurts doesn't fumble the ball and scoop and score by Nick Bolton, the Eagles have momentum and they're going, and they're leading the game. So like, you take that out, but you know. It bounced off his shoulder. Brian Branch did Brian Branch tear his ACL? I don't know, because they're talking about non-contact injury, and I got scared because they tend to be knee injuries.
I don't know. Yeah. I think this is interesting. Xavier is saying here. He says, I bet Washington receivers catch the ball. The team was not sharp. Bieniemy ensured discipline. I think that is one of those things, those subtle things that is going to be missed by Kansas City, right? Yeah. Not saying that's going to stop them from winning it all, because you know they're a great team, but it's going to be one of those things that, you know, maybe it is a little bit more lax. Maybe if Bieniemy is there, you don't see that from Kadarius Toney, not as bad, right? Mm-hmm. So when you hear that, oh, you know, he's too intense and this and that, yeah, he wants perfection out there. He wants you to execute, because in this game, if you don't execute, that happens, right? When you're not paying attention for a split second and you drop the ball, or you don't catch the ball and it bobbles up in the air, it turns into a pick six, right? So yes, you want a perfectionist out there. You want somebody to say, hey, you can't slack off at any time in this game at this level.
Eric Bieniemy, Adrian Peterson had a lot of talent. Everyone knew he had a lot of talent. A lot of NFL players that have a lot of talent and flame out. Eric Bieniemy saw him and was like, "You're talented, but I'm on you all night. Like you're not getting an inch from me, because I know you're great. You're late 5 minutes, you're running. You're late a minute, you're still running. Like I'm not gonna. You're just because you're the star first round pick of the Minnesota Vikings. I don't give a damn. I'm on your head all day." Yeah. And Adrian Peterson became Adrian Peterson, and that's what I think that he did with the Chiefs. Like he's like, I don't give a shit that you're Patrick Mahomes. I don't care. You think I give a shit? No, I don't. I don't care. You want someone to coddle you? Go talk to Andy Reid. I'm not here to coddle you. I think that's the problem with Matt Nagy. Matt Nagy's probably like, hey, man, we're friends, bro. I'm not your friend. We can be friendly. I'm your coach.
So Jeremy says Andy Reid is pretty disciplined head coach.
No, he's not.
He's not. He's never been.
Not.
But we're not even talking about that. We're talking about the offensive coordinator, right?
Yeah, the offensive coordinator.
We're talking about the coach that's running the offense. Yeah. He doesn't call the plays, right?
Yeah.
So
Andy Reid is not a disciplined head coach. Just look at this time in Philadelphia.
Damn good head coach. That's obvious.
Great damn good head coach. Yeah. A disciplinarian? Nope.
I don't think you need to be.
No,
right?
You don't. No.
That's kind of his style. And as long as he's not screaming your head off, and I don't think he's that type of coach. Holding you to a high standard, being a little tough on you, I don't think there's a problem with that. Okay, there's obviously some personality issues that he had going on there, and that's a factor too. But that doesn't rule him out from being a good coach in this league. So I think he's going to prove a lot in Washington. We'll find out soon.
That receiving core is nice in Washington. It's a good receiving core.
Yeah.
Too bad they don't have a quarterback.
Ridiculous. That's a problem. And they do have a quarterback. His name is Sam Howell.
I think they're
familiar with him this year.
I think the biggest winner out of all of that is Brian Robinson and the running backs. Eric Bieniemy, offensive coordinator, former running backs coach. So I think that's going to elevate them, and they have a pretty good offensive line.
Yeah, Brian Robinson.
I think Antonio Gibson going to benefit off of that too.
Yeah.
No, he's not.
Far more than Brian Robinson, who's just a
look what they did with Jerick McKinnon in Kansas City. That's what I'm thinking. And
that was
like a bigger version of Jerick.
I mean, that's one or two ACL tears with Jerick McKinnon.
I mean, I love Jerick McKinnon, but he just doesn't have anybody in front of him that can stay in front of him.
Yeah. My thing is this,
Does Antonio have somebody in front of him that can stay in front of him?
Brian Robinson.
No. You realize that Jerick wasn't like the starting running back in Kansas City, right? That was,
I know, but
Isaiah
Clyde
Pacheco.
Edwards-Helaire flamed out, and Pacheco can't stay healthy.
Yes, he all last year.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, he was healthy all last year.
I don't know what the phase is about. But you're sitting here talking about a dude who can't stay healthy when, I mean, we all know what happened to your boy.
Wow.
I didn't say it was his fault. I didn't say it was his fault.
Damn.
Come on,
I'm just saying.
Damn.
He didn't run out to many men for no reason.
Yeah, that is right, Dweezy. He is UNC legend Sam Howell. That's correct.
Exactly.
But UNC actually produces good football players. I don't know what you're talking about, Tony.
Mr. Trubisky, you are correct first.
I said football players. I didn't say specific quarterbacks. I said football players.
You are correct.
Produce two of the greatest edge rushers of all time.
I forgot about
Ronald Curry.
TJ Yates.
TJ Yates, yeah. Marquise Williams.
What happened to Ronald Curry?
He played wide receiver for the Raiders.
He played in the NFL for
I know, but
he's
supposed to be the next thing.
He was going to be, but then I mean, I think he had some injury problems.
How far can we go back? Y'all want to go back like far? Or like, what are we doing?
No, first.
No, we're not doing this.
It's over.
Okay, I was about to say Julius Peppers, but
it's over now.
An LT, but okay.
Oh God! All right, all right. I wanted this to be a fairly quick stream. We're almost at an hour. Any final thoughts? It's the very first game of the season. We got all the games coming up this weekend. Obviously, I'm excited for all these games. All these games. Ravens versus Texans, Panthers versus Falcons. I think that's a huge game. Giants versus Cowboys.
Sunday
right?
night.
Yeah. So
Bills Jets on, I believe they're Monday night.
Monday night. Yeah. Dolphins Chargers.
They're starting week 1 heavy.
Yeah. That Dolphins Chargers game is toxic fandom 101, bro. A toxic fandom bowl right there, man. The two-and-on the Dolphins and the Chargers fans. Oh God, yes.
Okay, Giants fan. I have a final thought for the Lions, and it's don't give 3 times as many carries to your worst running back, and maybe you won't look so bad on offense.
Hey man, Jamari Gibbs, man, he fast.
Yeah,
he did.
That brother fast.
And David Montgomery, he not
fast. Hey, yo, okay, y'all remember that graphic they had at Iowa State where he was like, the speed of Saquon, the power of this, and the power, and you're like, this never happened.
21 carries, 74 yards. Now, and I'm not even saying remove Montgomery from the game plan, but it can't be 21-7.
Yeah, no.
There's a reason you drafted Gibbs where you did.
Yeah.
It's a long season. I think.
So, Brodny, Ben Johnson was correct. He did use him in a way we never saw.
Yes.
Not much.
Yeah,
exactly.
And after 1 week, and this is early, obviously, but after 1 week, I'm also glad. I'm as glad as the Detroit coaches and organization that he did not take that second interview in Carolina.
Who?
Ben Johnson, the Lions coordinator.
You're not feeling them after week 1?
Not after 21-7. No, I'm not.
Because he didn't run his guy. Listen, I'm a little bit higher on Detroit right now. I thought that they were going to do some good things. I thought that Chicago was going to actually win the NFC North, but Detroit, I know it's one game they're looking pretty good, and I also picked them to beat the Ravens.
Wow.
I mean, it is right after the London week, so
yeah.
Couple that together,
and that's the type of game we lose. Yes. Yeah.
Never forget that they were the hottest team in the league, and they needed a win to get into the playoffs, and they lost to the Carolina Panthers.
Oh, they did. Yeah.
So yeah.
So what happens when you have Jared Goff as your quarterback?
Jared Goff has been solid. He was actually the best quarterback in the league the second half of the season.
Sometimes he doesn't show up. I can't believe you said that.
It's true though, but it's true.
I love to see KC fans mad. He said, now they're making excuses for Mr. Mahomes boy. They don't need to make any excuses. They did the ring celebration tonight. This isn't the time to. It's too early, Giovanni. It's too early.
Right.
It's too early.
Making excuses for their MVP and 2-time champion quarterback.
Yo, you can't do that at week 1. You gotta wait until the end of the season.
Starting his 6th year and is already a lock as a Hall of Famer.
What happens? Hold on. What happens if they go 16-1? Like you can't. No.
Yeah. Also, too, Jose, it's actually become now a trend where the defending champion that plays on that Thursday doesn't really win. Like it started with when Kansas City, with Kareem Hunt, his rookie year, they went into Foxborough and beat the living snot out of New England.
You remember?
It started with the Ravens and Peyton Manning.
When Peyton Manning threw 7 touchdowns.
7 touchdowns. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, they screwed us. We didn't
play
get a home game
because of the Orioles. They didn't want to switch the schedule.
Yeah, that's why you gave 7 touchdowns.
Damn Orioles.
Damn Orioles.
Wouldn't have done that at home. That's right.
But like the home team usually never played. Like last year, I know I think in the year the Tampa Bay won, like the Cowboys came in and the Cowboys lost, but like Tampa Bay didn't look good at all.
Wait, they won.
Hold on a
It's
second.
because they're against the Cowboys because they suck.
Hold on a second, Giovanni. Who's your team? Are you a Ravens fan? We cover a lot of Ravens on this channel, or a Panthers fan, right? Or who's your team? Yes, they're mad. Like what happens? What happens if your team loses Sunday?
You'll be mad.
Like you know what I'm saying? Of course they're mad. Like they don't expect to lose to the Lions, right? At home. Of course they're gonna be mad. What happens if your team loses this Sunday? How you gonna react? I tell you how I'm gonna react if the Ravens lose to Houston.
Bruh. It ain't gonna be pretty.
Ravens, okay, cool. How would you react if we lost to Texans this weekend? Worse than that. Yeah. I can promise you that. I would not have a lot to say. Or not a lot of good things to say.
Mm-hmm. But then you get over it. And you believe in your team once again. I mean, it happens.
Yeah. That's just, week 1 reactions, everybody does it,
Everyone's overreacting.
Everybody overreacts. Yeah. He's a New York fan. New Yorkers overreact to everything. Every single thing.
Wow.
Overreacting.
Wow.
When carries to 7 is egregious. He was far more productive
in those 7 carries.
He was running hard.
He said he gonna jock kick someone at Walmart.
Damn, you going to Walmart?
Bruh.
I feel you, man. I feel you. Yeah. Yes.
I mean, listen, if we lose to the Texans, the slander that we're going to receive.
Oh,
yeah, we do. We ain't never gonna hit the end of it.
Yeah, because damn, that'd be crazy, dog.
It would be like being a Giants fan.
Yeah. All right.
You know what? I don't understand this. We're a good organization prior to like 5 years ago.
You're not a good organization.
Ferris, what are your final thoughts on the game?
My final thoughts. It's week 1. It is what it is. Chiefs are gonna get better. He's gonna have more time with these wide receivers. Travis Kelce is receiver 1. Like he was that guy. It's like a bunch of teams whose tight ends are receiver 1s. He's receiver 1, and they didn't have their receiver 1 with them this week. So the dynamic of the team changed. Showed good mobility by Patrick Mahomes. Him getting first downs on occasion. Jawan Taylor, Jesus Christ. Jesus. But yeah, man, I think they're more loose, and I think them not having Eric Bieniemy could become a tad bit detrimental. I do believe it, because I think Matt Nagy isn't the same. He's definitely not the same coach. And I think Matt Nagy's like, yeah, man, let's have fun, man. We're friends, man. And I'm like, I want you fired, man. Why can't you go back to Chicago, man? And that's gonna be the problem. Yeah, man.
Hendo, man. What are your final thoughts on the game?
Yeah, it's week 1. Teams tend to have bad showings. It happens. I think that a lot of fans kind of disregard the fact that they play in the AFC West. They have 6 guaranteed wins that they're going to come up with. This is why they have home field advantage every year. They're going to bounce back. The offensive line just needs a little bit of time to gel. The wide receivers, they need to find a proper rotation, because they kept like 7 wide receivers on their team. So once they get that proper rotation down, everything will be fine. Sky's not falling. They're going to bounce back and be top 3 seed in the AFC. So it's no big deal.
All right. Yeah. I think one for the Lions, congrats, man. That was a huge win, right? I think a team like this has to steal wins like that. You steal them early, and that's how you end up in the playoffs at the end of the year, right?
Mm-hmm.
And these are the type of wins that nobody's expecting you to win, and you get that win. String together a couple more big wins like that, and you're in great position. And they do have some young talent. Still work that needs to be done, but they're on their way. And like you said, Chiefs, for them, I just don't feel like the first part of the season is that important to them, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be competitive. Yeah, obviously they want to win, but they know when to turn it up. They always turn it up, and I just don't think there's any panic. How can you panic? You're celebrating your Super Bowl tonight. You're doing your ring ceremony. You're like, what? There's never any panic there, right? You just won it all. Like, that's your validation that you can do it. So, and I agree about Eric Bieniemy, right? I think when you have that kind of offense that can give you all those different types of looks, right? Somebody, I'm not saying it has to be your offensive coordinator, but it has to be somebody in the room that's a little bit hard on them, right? That's a little bit more serious than everybody else, because it takes great execution. It looks like they're just flinging the ball around and just jumping up and getting it, but no, man, like that's they're executing, route running, these complex plays, and when they don't execute it well, right, that's where you see the drops. Because one of those drops by Kadarius Toney was on a crossing play, and the wide receivers almost run into each other. Where have you seen that before? Right? That's what happens when it gets a little too lax out there, and somebody's not saying, "Hey, man, you got to run these sharp routes so those things don't happen." So I think you saw a little bit of that, but I think they're going to tighten it up, man. It's just too early to say, hey, the Chiefs are finally falling apart. I don't think that's going to happen. And like B said, if it doesn't get fixed, definitely look out for Mike Evans. That will be the move. These good teams, great teams stay great, bad teams stay bad, right? And they're not done trying to win titles. They will absolutely go and do that move. Mm-hmm. So just don't just calm down, guys. Okay, they're doing great. Believe in Kadarius Toney. Let them keep Kadarius Toney after the trade deadline. Then you can say he's trash. But you keep bashing these guys. They're gonna hear it, and then they're gonna get some good wide receivers. Mm-hmm. All right. So don't just relax. All right. That's it. You had anything else, B?
Yeah, just real quick before we get out, I just want to say never forget that the Giants fired a coach after starting a black quarterback.
They did.
Ooh.
They did.
Get that man.
Have a great night, everybody.
There's a Black History fact for you.
I didn't agree with that.
Hey, I got a question. After Dion puts this beat down on Matt Rule, did we get a stream?
No. Why would we stream for that?
Okay, because we hate Matt Rule.
Yeah, but I don't like hop on to talk about people I hate. That's not a thing. Otherwise, we would stream after every game.
Let's talk about how Carolina completely wasted one of the most talented quarterbacks of all time, Cam Newton's
Let's talk about how Carolina drafted Kerry Collins, and then he revealed himself to be a racist. And the Giants,
exactly. Kerry Collins,
said, sign us up.
Oh, shit.
The Giants was like, come on.
Oh, I forgot to mention. So everybody that's in here, if you're new, welcome.
I thought it was gonna back me up, but then I forgot that we did something.
If you're new, welcome. Hit that subscribe button. Okay, we do a live stream every Wednesday night at 7:15 p.m. Eastern time. We talk a lot of Ravens and Panthers on here, but obviously we talk about other teams. We give our opinions on big games and things like that. We cover a lot of combat sports, NBA, things of that nature. So, there's an archive of our videos. Check them out. If you like us, man, subscribe, support. And, if you're really feeling us and you want to support more, right at the bottom there, patreon.com/LBHTShow. That's how you can support us for as little as $5. We got a couple of tiers, B. Break down the tiers real quick before we get up out of here.
We have the $5 tier, which will get you into our NFL Pick'em League, where we give away a custom LBHT trophy at the end of the season for the winner. Last season, there was a plaque, as you can see. Really, really highly reflective and dangerous, so it probably won't be that again. We have the $10 tier that'll get you into our fantasy football leagues that we do. We have a dynasty league going on where we give away a custom championship belt at the end of the season, and then we also have a redraft league. And if there is enough interest, we'll go ahead and convert that to a dynasty league or start another league. We have the $20 tier, which is a combined tier. Yes, you also get the LBHT crew coin that Jose has there. We have the combined $20 tier, which is combined tier for this show and our boxing podcast that we swear still exists, Ring Kings podcast.
It's still content is coming. Content is coming soon.
We do have also the $60 tier, which is the creators tier for anybody who is interested in starting up a YouTube channel or maybe has started one recently and you want some advice, some tips, and general support and kind of avoiding the normal pitfalls that YouTubers run into.
Yeah. Also, you see people typing points in the chat, exclamation point points, and the chat box should be giving the points total. I don't see them doing that. If not, we'll have to fix that. But usually, our stream bot will tell you the points, the point count we have. We do a point system here. At the end of every month, we give away prizes. Okay, there we go. Yes, he's giving out the points. At the end of every month, we give away prizes. Okay, the one prize is for the person with the most points at the end of the month. Second prize is a drawing. So all you need is 1,000 points to be entered in the drawing, and we give away a $25 Amazon gift card. Now, how do you get points? Simply by what you're doing. Most of you are doing right now, participating in the chat, just watching the show. If you're streaming it all the way through, you get points for that. Sending in questions, and if we read your questions on air, we get points for that. We do a trivia on the Wednesday show. The first 3 people to get that right get points. If you want your 1,000 points instantly, you go over to our website right over here, LBHTShow.com, and sign up for our newsletter. You put in your email address and then just hit us up, DM us, wherever, and just say, hey, this is my email. I signed up. You'll get your 1,000 points immediately. Okay. So buying merch, donating, all those things will get you points. It's very easy to get 1,000 points and be entered into the drawing. All you got to do is just come hang out with us. All right. Okay. That is it. Hendo, let the people know where they can find you.
You can find me on the Rogue Pod Everything, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, audio form, wherever you get your audio podcast from. That is where you will be able to find me. You find me every Sunday evening doing a live stream at 8 p.m. or whenever the Ravens play on that particular night. Also, just like LBHT, if you want to, you can sign up for the Patreon, patreon.com/ROUG, get into the Discord, fantasy football, all of those good things. You can win you a ring like this. But you ain't gonna come in my house and beat me. So yeah.
Ferris. So y'all, my name is Ferris. Follow me at the Let's Get Ready Network channels. I have 2 channels. Got the Let's Get Ready Network, the highlights every Friday, 3:00 Pacific. Me and Caleb talk good friends, better rivals. He's a Cowboys fan. I'm a Giants fan. We talk overall NFC East. But this Friday we won't be going live at 3. We're actually going live Sunday night after the game because Sunday Night Football is Giants Cowboys. One of us will be mad. One of us will be sad. I hope it's him because I enjoy Cowboys fans being sad and mad because it's really funny and all the memes are born. But I digress, as well as the Let's Get Ready Network, the entertainment channel, every Friday, 8:00 Pacific. It is the open table. Me and my co-host Adelia, one of our editors and producers over there, we co-host the shows, long form conversation. Tomorrow we're having fun. It is Danny, our editor's birthday. So we're having a stream to commemorate him in his 30 years of life on this planet, as well as we do have a Patreon at patreon.com/LGR_network. We have a multitude of tiers from 1 to 15. You choose which one's good for you. Personally, I think the $15 tier gets you the most bang for your buck.
All right.
Yeah, you will be sad after I
Caleb is a ghost.
Kick you off my show.
I will. Danny, happy birthday, man.
Yeah, happy birthday, Danny. When we play this outro, Danny created that for us, okay? And he does a lot of great work for a lot of people, including the LGR network. So go over there and subscribe. All right. In fact, B, are you ready?
I am ready.
Yes, because it's 1 o'clock and your boy still got to work in the morning. So, this is supposed to be, I really wanted this to be 30 minutes, but this little mishap I had that caused me to have this background that shook things up. So,
but got a lot closer since the beginning of the show.
Because I changed to the OBS studio. It's I need
creeping up on you.
Shug's trying to close his eyes. So I gotta get it closer to his face so he can see it. Okay. And Jeremy says it's the first time seeing it. Jeremy, when you first started the show, this was my setup. So this used to always be in the background. This is one of my favorite pictures of all time. Okay.
My favorite picture is when he's bleeding after he got hit in the face. That was awesome.
Yes, I like that one too. But just him laid out and Ray Lewis just standing over his prey. I love it. I love it. All right, y'all. That is it. Sunday. Okay. Football is back. Congratulations to the Lions, Chiefs. It's just week 1. The rest of you guys, whoever you're a fan of, let's hope for some good football and go Ravens, go Panthers. All right. That's what we're looking forward to. With that, we are out. Have a great night, and we will see you next time.
Ben McAdoo is right.
Peace.
Giants have never had a black head coach.